what you need to know, and I'm not bragging, but I live in an apartment, things are going pretty well for me. I have an apartment. Thank you, I'm kicking butt one table at a time, man. It's like, everybody's gonna laugh, it's just individually. It's like you guys all have index cards going, oh, that's me, haha, okay. No, but I do. I live in an apartment. I live in the second floor of a 3-story apartment building, right? And so I come home one night after a show. It's like 9:30 at night, and I hear this dripping sound behind the wall. So I text my landlord, and I go, hey, it sounds like there's a leak behind the wall. And he goes, check all these things. And it's the things you would check, faucets and everything. And I don't see any leak. He says, call the HOA. They'll send these 2 guys up. The next morning, these 2 maintenance guys come up. They go to my kitchen wall, and they listen, and they go, yep. Sounds like there's a leak behind the wall. I'm like, I want to work with you guys, Like I find the problem and then you come over and go, yep, that's what it is, So then I felt like I was in a bad improv game. I'm like, what's next, fellas? What do you think you should do, So, so another new table, welcome aboard. So they go up to the 3rd-story apartment and they're up there for like 20 minutes, and then the dripping sound stops, and so they come down and they say, what you were hearing was the bathtub faucet dripping into the bathtub basin in the apartment above you. So I played along at first. I'm like, all right. But then I started thinking about it, and it's like, if my hearing is that good that I can hear a tub dripping in, faucet thing, shouldn't I be hearing all kinds of other stuff up there? And did the maintenance guys tell those people that I had this hearing? And they're like freaked out now and not moving. They're like, don't move, that guy has weird eyes, but he hears like a bat, So the dripping sound stopped for like, 2 weeks. And then I hear it and my landlord calls and he goes, hey, the apartment below you is taking on water from your apartment. I go, that's weird. Do you think it had anything to do with that leak sound I reported a couple weeks ago? So, I go, I can't believe I'm the one troubleshooting this, but although I have worked with pipes, so, So then what they do is they send up one maintenance guy named Troy, and the guy who owns the apartment below me is named George, right? And they're doing all these tests. Like Troy puts on the bathtub for like 5 minutes, and they're talking on their phones. Any leaks? Nope, no leaks, So then Troy puts on the shower, and I'm like, hey, Troy, I'm no plumber, but I would be willing to bet $100 if the tub's not leaking. The bathtub's going to be good too, So I won $100 from Troy that day. That was cool. So they do all these tests. They can't figure it out. And so now George comes up into my bathroom. It's George, Troy, and me. And George looks over at me and says, John, do you take a lot of baths? And I'm like, where are you going with this, George? So, but his theory is that I was taking baths and filling up the tub so much that it was overflowing in the overflow valve into the apartment below. And the reason that I tell this big, long story is this, you guys. When I came up here tonight, I'm sure you guys made a judgment about me. I get it. I'm in public all the time. I ride the bus or whatever. I see people. I make judgments too. But I would be willing to bet that $100 that I won from Troy that not one person here tonight said to themselves, when I walked up on this stage, I'll bet that guy takes a lot of baths, Like, I come home after a hard day, I'm like, man, what a day. I got a bath bomb in my hand. Boom, I'm filling it to the rim, too. It was me, George. How about that, huh? Thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.